The respect of the law is mentioned beforehand. Who would live a cursed life is the understanding. Who would participate without knowledge? Who would grieve without understanding? Who would only whisper a prayer at such a matter? Who would open their lives to a test? Who would only hear it in their heart? Who shall enlist? Those who sin. Commit a test instead of understand. For it is written, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's possession. And if we do not serve idols, then our children are possessions, to beat, to spank, to slap on the back of the head. With what? A switch? A belt? Possibly some have knelt to those things. But what I find is in childhood a non-mulberry tree called not a cypress, not an oak, unless in school, of course, and you take the last effort out with. It doesn't come to heart right now, because that's real bad. The smallest branch from those scraggly trees that grew down the street, that grew in our neighborhoods. What were they called? What were they called? Kant could have used one on him, and he would have learned. But if you look deep in your heart, you see coming into your soul the cypress wood. None have advanced the law. None has changed its worth. A treasure, a treasure. A treasure is a man who understands thy law and seeks his face to understand that the compassion of the heart is developed out of the movement of his soul into the temple of the Lord. Is a sacred place. Not all move into it. See how the law instructs on the test. See how the law is something we bless. A poem in modern form on the law and heart, and how did he at once, but he shall always become in us a heart. How? How does he come into the heart? Is the cypress wood oiled or is it bare? Do we stain it of sorts? Is that where we see, or is that where we care? We go through